Is this gonna be a fight or a war? One side is the king of curses, Riemann Sukuna, and the other side, if you have the honored one, Gojo Satoru. You see in the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, a battle between the strongest happened, and the winner was Sukuna. But there was one thing that gave Sukuna a major advantage, and well, that was Megami's 10 Shadows technique. To be specific, Mahoraga and the Shikigami's ability to adapt to any and all phenomena, which gave Sukuna the ability to bypass Gojo's infinity and turn him into a split Kit Kat. But what if that wasn't the case? What if Sukuna fought Gojo without Megami's 10 Shadows technique and in his Heian era form? The form in which Sukuna has 4 arms and 2 mouths. What would happen in that battle? Exactly, and today we are here to discuss that. The fight between Heian era Sukuna versus Gojo Satoru, who truly is the strongest sorcerer of all time. But before we do start, guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more JJK content, and without any delay, let's begin the video. Well, before we do start the video, do you remember the fact that Gojo said that he wasn't sure if he could beat Sukuna even if the King of Curses didn't have the Ten Shadows technique? And well, to break the bubbles for all the Gojo fans out there, including myself, what Gojo said was true, and I know what you're thinking right now.
Bro, you're stupid. Gojo would have won if Sukuna didn't Mahoraga.
And I need you to listen before you get enraged, okay? I'm a major Gojo fan myself, but I'm not delusional and I can accept reality. And to be completely honest, if Sukuna and Gojo did fight when Sukuna was in his Heian era form, the battle might have ended even faster. Now, before you go to the comments and absolutely destroy me there, let me explain myself here. You see, Sukuna in his Heian era form is much more physically stronger and faster than he was in Megami's body. Not to mention the fact that he has 2 extra arms and 1 extra mouth, which in the latest chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, as explained, it gives Sukuna a huge advantage over any other sorcerer, including the honored one, Gojo Satoru himself. But you see, with his extra mouth, Sukuna can continue chanting to make his technique stronger and stronger. Not to mention, with his extra arms, he can attack and defend at the same time and weave hand signs to boost his curse techniques, which, let me tell you, is bad for our boy Gojo. You see, in their battle, Gojo had the hand-to-hand combat advantage. I would even say Gojo was dog-walking Sukuna in terms of hand-to-hand combat. But in this case, where Sukuna is not trying to take in any hits in order to adapt to infinity, he will go all out as well. And I know Gojo is more than capable of fighting 3 fighters at the same time, so this wouldn't be much of a problem since Sukuna would use his domain amplification to get through Gojo's technique, and he wouldn't be able to use his curse techniques. And that was never the problem for both fighters. The problem would be when they would expand their domain expansion. Okay, so let's start with the first domain clash. This one is a little tricky. You see, everything would happen pretty much the same up to the point where Sukuna breaks Gojo's domain. Because every attack that Sukuna will land on Gojo, meaning the fire burst attack that Sukuna had, might land on Gojo as well, because who knows, it might be a part of the shrine, right? Shrine ability or Sukuna's curse techniques. But again, I'm not sure about this since we know very little about Sukuna's fire ability and it is pretty mysterious to us. So let's just say the first domain clash goes the same as Gojo stalls against Sukuna until he recovers his curse technique. Now for the second domain clash, this one is really tricky because in this one, since it's Heian era Sukuna, he doesn't know the weakness of Gojo's domain, aka whoever touches Gojo is unaffected by Unlimited Void. So if Gojo does change the condition of domain like he did before, it would take some time, but I do believe that Sukuna would break the domain from inside, and if Gojo doesn't allow that, Sukuna after some time would figure out the weakness of Infinite Void and break Gojo's domain from the outside like he did in the original by making his outside slashes much more effective and stronger. And the third time is when things start to get ugly for Gojo, where he would shrink his domain, but in the original fight against Sukuna, Gojo was superior in terms of hand-to-hand combat. And that's why he was able to injure Sukuna before his domains was destroyed from the outside. But this time, since Gojo doesn't have that advantage over Sukuna, since Sukuna is much more stronger physically than before, not to mention his forearms when one extra mouth will give him a huge advantage over Gojo. And unfortunately, Gojo would not win even a single domain clash, and he would lose against Sukuna's malevolent shrine, the divine domain. And the battle would end much sooner than it did in the original series. Again, what I'm saying is a simple fact. I'm not a Sukuna fan by any chance. I'm actually a Gojo fanboy myself. Then again, Sukuna himself said that he and Gojo aren't in the same league as he was battling with Kashimo, as he said that Yorozu should have said those words of love to Gojo or Kashimo, because he finds such a concept absolutely useless. And that depicts Sukuna's character perfectly, and as to how he became so strong. And right now, no one can even hope to defeat Sukuna currently. But I do think Sukuna is gonna be killed, but not by someone that you think. And if you guys want to see who will kill Sukuna, subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification, because that video is gonna drop out very soon. But again, who am I? I'm just a guy sitting in a small ass room and theorizing what would happen if two fictional characters fought each other. But guys, I would like to hear your opinion. Who do you think would have won, Heian or Sukuna or Gojo? Comment down below, and while you're down there, subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you want to see more JJK content. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Man, if Sukuna has 2 hands and 2 mouths, I can't really imagine if that guy had any lover. May God have mercy on our soul.